All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the ESL One Genting Close Qualifiers for South America. We are into the semifinals today. We have an amazing game for you. Best of 3 series of Team Sacred versus SG Esports. I'm your caster Moxie. I'm casting this with Forge, and I'm pretty excited to watch this match. Didn't they just have a match the other night?
It was a couple weeks ago. They were playing in Galaxy Battles 2. The team Sacred was able to get off the victory in the end, 2-1 for them, but it was a very, very close victory. SG had the lead for the majority of the final game, and then just some really, really nice team fight execution from Sacred, some really solid initiations from Matthew on the Earthshaker. Hopefully he gets to pick up something like that again today and just dominate those team fights. He's going to get the Sand King potentially, if that is his, to start those off, but he just had some really, really solid initiations and let the mid player follow right up.
Yeah, all eyes going to be over onto Matthew here. We saw him do some really impressive initiations, like you said, with his Earthshaker. But we've got some really solid pairings coming out. We've got the Shadow Shaman with a lot of disable, really good lane harass. Sand King, of course, being able to burrow strike and a follow-up, or even to initiate and then have Shadow Shaman follow in as well. Will be really strong lanes so far. The side of SG, they pick up that Brewmaster and the Elder Titan. These are both heroes that we've seen quite a bit of, especially with the Brewmaster. His Water Panda being able to dispel is a huge deal right now, so gonna have to make sure that he doesn't get that split off or that he's timing it just right. The Elder Titan as well, gonna be able to discourage some of those high agi heroes, although we're not probably gonna see a morph anymore since the latest patch did a big nerf to him. But definitely, we could see some really good Echo Stomps, and that Earth Splitter is just so good.
Yeah, and I mean, Brewmaster right now, just the fact that you can spam out the Drunken Haze is just so obnoxious for anybody to lane out. We are going to get to see the Omni Knight banned. Even with the Brewmaster pickup, they don't want to have to deal with it. That hero is incredibly obnoxious, and you don't really want to have to be saving Split just for the Guardian Angel. So that is going to get banned out. Not going to see an Omni Knight here. Sacred, on the flip side, going to ban out the Arc Warden. They don't want to get cheesed by the potential of, I believe it's Costabile that plays the Arc Warden.
So it's interesting that you just mentioned the Brewmaster. He did get a nerf in the latest update here. Drunken Haze cooldown was actually increased from the 8765 to 11975. So still very, very annoying in lane. Not as bad as it used to be, though.
Yeah, definitely a welcome thing for all of the safe laners. But I mean, 70% mischance is still infuriating to deal with. The cooldown definitely going to help out a lot. My one worry for right now for SG is they don't really have any good solid lockdown. Sacred, they have a Shaman, they have a Sand King, really strong disables, going to be hard to deal with, and they're going to need to be able to cancel out the shackles that the Shaman's going to be throwing out. Right now it's just the Elder Titan. Hopefully their other support that they pick up is going to be able to complement that and help deal with the Shaman.
I'm wondering if they're going to pick up something that'll help set up the Echo Stomp just a little bit easier for them. Winter Wyvern's still in the pool, still a strong hero. Again, did see some nerfs. Pretty much 7.07D was just the patch of nerfs. I think very few heroes actually got buffs on that. But the Arctic Burn damage was reduced, and the Cold Embrace base heal was a bit reduced. Still, I think a solid choice for laning phase, that Q being able to harass, slow down quite a bit. Doesn't quite answer the problem of the fact that SG doesn't have any really hard lockdown, but it does give them another giant team fight ulti, which might be beneficial to them. But yeah, lots of meta bans coming out here. The Dusa again as well, nerfed a bit. Doesn't really affect her as badly as we thought it would, because she still does have that talent that gives her, what was it, 400 mana or something like that?
800 mana
800,
on
800,
Medusa.
yeah, that's true.
It's just absolutely insane how much you get from that. And I mean, you can kind of get the anti-mage to kind of help deal with it because she just turns into a giant bomb. But if you don't get your anti-mage to the same amount of farm that the Medusa is, it's going to be really tough even for him to fight into her. Stone Gaze just being incredibly powerful makes it very difficult for an anti-mage to fight into her. And she's a lot harder to gank in lane than he is. So even the anti-mage not super reliable as a counter anymore. But we are going to see the Luna on the flip side of that.
That's a hero that we've been seeing a lot of pairings with Shadow Demon. It's kind of an old standard duo combination, being able to just make the illusions of Luna have her siege. And I think we saw, which game was that we saw a Luna just get out of control with the Shadow Demon?
Mad Kings.
Was it Mad Kings? Yeah, that was just insane. They just sliced through the Juggernaut. Like, he was trying to spin to just get out of this bad situation, and he couldn't get away from the glaives. They were just bouncing off of everything and anything. And SG, realizing that that is a powerful combo, will actually pick up the Shadow Demon for themselves. And the Tide Hunter for even more team fight and really strong resilience coming out from Sacred here. That's going to be a hard kill, depending on what SG picks up for their safe lane.
Yeah, that's going to make the safe laner just a little bit more vulnerable. If they grab any kind of melee, they're going to probably have to grab some kind of range carry now. They could grab themselves something crazy like a Drow if they wanted to, just get some kind of counter push, but maybe a little bit too vulnerable maybe with the Sand King. But the Shadow Demon is really what I like on the side of SG, because it allows them to both pick up their own agility core now, as well as just being really good against the Luna. As good as Shadow Demon is paired with, it's also, I would say, almost just as good against the Luna, because as strong as she makes herself, Shadow Demon just gets free illusions that will help push out the wave and even be very handy in a team fight. So I really like that grab from SG to snag it up before the side of Sacred can do so.
Yeah, I think that was very much needed. I thought about possibly seeing the Shadow Demon and Luna actually picked up for SG, but with the Luna pick up, yeah, there it is. There's the combo we talked about, having that Drow Ranger, being able to make illusions of her, and then having her just siege away. Doesn't have to worry too much about the Tide Hunter. I'm sure they're going to be doing plenty of harass onto him. So yeah, we're going to see a Drow strat today, first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid laner against the Tide Hunter because he doesn't feel comfortable enough to try and anchor smash the wave. Drow just has such a huge range. The Sand King being pushed onto the support means that his Blink Dagger is going to come a lot later, and he's really their only like blink and stun, their gap close onto the Drow. So very nice pick there. Shadow Demon as well, going to be able to save her as long as he's standing nearby. And I believe even the Luna illusions that get made by Shadow Demon will get the Drow aura, so even scarier for the side of Sacred to have to run into that.
I guess the thing that I'm concerned about right now is looking at, again, the lockdown coming out from SG. You want a mid basically coming out from Sacred that's going to be mobile, that's going to be able to jump this Drow Ranger, and there's not a lot of save immediately. You know, you've got Disruption coming out from Shadow Demon to buy you a little bit of time, and of course if Brewmaster gets a split off, he can throw out the rock, he can throw out the tornado or something, but like it's not as easy to execute as a Shadow Shaman, say, walking over and just throwing down shackles or something. That's one thing I'm just a little bit nervous about here with this particular draft.
Yeah, it is a little bit scarier. I almost might see that. Wonder if they might grab themselves something like the Invoker, would complement their team fight a lot, give them some long range, and would benefit greatly from the Drow aura as well. And 40R plays a very comfortable Invoker, but he's going to go instead for the Puck. So a bit more team fight, comes online a lot sooner, and pretty hard to set up ganks against a Puck, because as long as 40R is careful with his illusory orb, can very quickly just jaunt away.
Well, that's actually funny you mentioned, and seeing that they picked up the Puck as well, I was thinking Sacred, if they picked up a Puck right now, that'd be so good for them, because he's able to be very slippery in and out. They don't have a whole heck of a lot of lockdown over on SG. They'll be able to hold everyone in place for whether it's the Ravage, the Epi, the, Eclipse. So I'm really actually happy that they picked that up. But we get the Tinker coming out from Sacred. Tinker Gaming. Oh boy.
So Tinker Puck is an interesting matchup because Puck can dodge out the rockets, so the rocket build isn't really going to be as good, but Laser still very powerful, and March of the Machines, Puck can't really stop that too much. She can maybe try and deny a little bit here and there. She has very good base damage against the Tinker, but with the Laser Blind coming out and the March of the Machines, going to be very difficult for the Puck to kind of stay in lane and dominate as hard as she wants to. And if she roams around trying to get maybe kills on the Luna, it's a lot of free space that's going to be given to a Tinker. So I really like this pickup from Sacred as the answer to what SG has to offer.
It's gonna be so difficult for them to go high ground, even with the Drow. Like, you know, she gets her items, she gets the Shadow Demon to make, you know, illusions of her, but that March spam is just gonna chew through those illusions. It's gonna be a very slow siege, I think, coming out from the side of SG, unless they can get a pick off on him early on.
Yeah, and not just the chewing through the illusions, but clearing the wave before it even gets to the tower is going to be I think the bigger problem. It's pretty hard to push high ground when you don't have a creep wave there to tank the tower hits for you. And even just once he gets the Aghanims online, he can bounce the laser off of the creeps into the Drow. And you know, MKB does not help you against towers, so this Tinker pickup could be really nice. It's going to slow down the game a lot, so even if this Drow lineup gets off to a good start, as long as Tinker's alive, Sacred has a very good opportunity to stay into it and maybe come back.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to load in now to game number 1. Oh, 1 second. I want to set. So, apologies, guys. We don't actually have a ticket for the ESL One Genting quite yet. So, you're not going to know who's who exactly. I'm going to go and just pop some little name tags over here on our stream. Forge, why don't you follow them, see what's going on here while I do that real quick.
All right. Well, I don't see a smoke on any of the support, so it doesn't look like we're going to get any early rune action. Just going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Ward is going to get spotted out in the top lane, though. They do see the Shadow Demon placing his lane ward, so that's going to get very quickly dewarded, help the Tidehunter out a lot. And he's opted for boots first, just trying to get in and out of the waves. I think this makes a lot of sense against the Drow.
Alrighty, I've got the tags up so people will know which side is which, because I know that's been a common complaint throughout this tournament, so... Checking in. Yeah, like you said, looks like everyone's pretty content just to stick around for their respective runes, although we do see some movement down here in the bottom lane. Looks like Puck wants to try to challenge them a bit. It's a little scary, though. You do have the Shadow Shaman and this Luna running at you. In fact, look at the Shadow Shaman. He's just ready. He is ready to slay here. I love it. And has actually opted to go for the Ether Shock for his first skill.
That's a really interesting tool. I think his idea is trying to harass the Brewmaster through the Drunken Haze is probably what he's thinking. But Elder Titan's going to pull the creep wave all the way around so that Brewmaster gets this free wave. Sand King might try and come over. No, he's just going to go back to mid. So Brewmaster's going to get a little gift from his buddy.
Yeah, nice little conga line here. I like it. Already some movement, though, happening over mid. Puck getting some harass from the Sand King. Will just illusory orb himself back. Get off a couple clicks. That Drow aura, oh, that helps quite a bit.
Actually hasn't grabbed it.
She hasn't. Yeah, she actually hasn't skilled any of it yet. It's just the Fairy Fire and the Null Tally.
That's just Puck for you. Puck has huge base damage. One of the reasons can dominate the lane so easily. But Tinker with that laser is going to make that lane not as easy as Puck is probably used to.
So, where do you think we see this first blood here?
My bet's probably going to be on the Drow. I feel like maybe even just the Drow lane is where I'm going to say, because either it gets turned around on with the Shadow Demon save, or they successfully gank the Drow with the Shadow Shaman and the Sand King. We'll have to see exactly which way it goes, but I think this is going to be the lane that we see the first blood in.
Oh, he almost gets the pull over to the creeps. This Elder Titan is just a thorn in their side down here. He's just pulling the lane each time.
Yeah, this is something that a lot of the offlaners have been doing, especially in the early game. One creep is going to actually run away, but it just in lanes like this where it's very, very difficult for a Brewmaster to stay in there because there's just so much kill potential when you have a Luna amping up the damage that a Shadow Shaman does, the insane amount of lockdown makes it just very scary for Brewmaster to stay there. So this is something that a lot of offlaners have been doing, just dragging the creep wave all the way around to farm safer under their tower.
Some aggression coming out here in the top lane. Looks like we see some Shadow Poison being thrown over onto Tidehunter. Frost Arrow is going to slow him down considerably, and he's going to have to back himself away. Sand King does land a Burrow Strike, and they're just going to continue clicking away at him, just forcing both of these two guys in the offlane off.
Yeah, this is... I mean, they're going to try and shut down the Drow best they can, but... I mean, Tidehunter needs to be able to get in range to cast the Anchor Smash, and with the early levels and Frost Arrows, Drow's just not going to allow that to happen.
It's a bit of a dive coming out here in middle. Looks like Tinker is trying to fight this Elder Titan. Needs to be careful too. He's gonna probably get a lot of damage thrown onto him by the tower as well. Puck, couple clicks. It's actually gonna be about 40 hit points. We'll be able to keep Tinker alive here in the mid lane. Puck goes ahead, solves as well, but that was quite the dive there.
Yeah, that brought the courier way under tower too. That was ballsy courier usage.
Just all these pings coming out left and right. Tidehunter is also very, very low top, but unfortunately doesn't look like Shadow Demon's going to be able to do much against this as he pulls the creeps along with him.
Yeah, no mana left on the Shadow Demon. He's going to have to get himself some clarities so that he can continue to use Shadow Poison harass. But Tide got an early magic stick, which is going to help out with that a lot. And he's got 2 points on the Kraken Shell. Probably Optimax this out first just so he can kind of stand in this lane. I say kind of because it's still scary.
Now we do have a rotation coming top here. Looks like Shadow Demon again just trying to keep the Tide away from the Drow Ranger. Make sure that she can just farm. We do have Elder Titan top as well. So if he had the mana, I think... Oh, yeah, we do have the mana now. We might actually see them try to go into Disruption into Echo Stomp here. But again, Drow being allowed to just kind of farm to her heart's content. Is currently sitting at 20-2. Second in the lead for CS. And a couple pinks come out. We do see that Tinker, he was looking for a rune. Puck over onto the low ground. Just gonna harass him as much as possible. No bottle on him just yet either. He's just gonna get the stapler to the face.
The one thing that is his bottle. One thing that is a little worrying is that this Elder Titan is still level 1. He's been roaming around trying to secure the Brewmaster's levels, but not securing any of his own just yet. Still only level 1, so I mean he's got Spirit, which is really scary, but no actual Stomp to follow up with it. And the supports on the side of Sacred are...
Oh, Puck, he's getting a little cheeky here. The Drunken Haze comes in, and Laposa actually gonna get the first blood in mid. And the taunt as he just haste runs himself out to safety. Sorry.
Yeah,
Top lane, they get a large Echo Stomp over onto the Sand King. They get the kill onto Tide as well. Can they get the final kill over onto Sand King? He might be in trouble here. That's a big shackle, but oh, the Sand King, he jumps back in. They get the return kill over onto the Elder Titan. But looks like Sand King gonna pay with his life. The TP in from Tinker gets the kill over onto Shadow Demon. And Drow, though, still standing during all this. A little bit of disruption to her farming, but I'm sure is pretty happy with being able to get a kill and participate.
Yeah, still keeping up pretty well with the Luna. Luna's jungling, so not getting as much out of the lane as maybe she would like. Brewmaster just being very, very annoying with that Drunken Haze spam. Whereas the Tidehunter not able to do quite as much against the Drow. So.
Oh, Dream Coil gets used in the bot lane, followed up with the Echo Stomp. Will be able to hold Luna in place here. Gonna try to run herself out. She's only level 5. This is a very dead cat lady. And Puck will be able to get that kill. Good rotation, good use of the first Dream Coil as well.
Yeah, they're just getting kills across the map. Now this is going to give a little bit of space to the Tinker, opting to kind of go for the old 2-2-2 build. Probably won't grab Rearm at level 6 unless he absolutely feels like he has to. And no early Soul Ring either, just rushing right for the bots, trying to come online best he can. Having a bit of a tougher time with the rotations coming out from the Elder Titan there.
See Sand King waiting patiently over here in the trees. Looks like he wanted to jump over onto the Drow Ranger. Won't actually go for it though just yet. Tide sitting at level 5, no Ravage. For a little bit longer here.
Yeah, and
here. Uh-oh. This is looking pretty scary right now for the Shadow Shaman. Yeah, big Echo Stomp coming in. And they'll try to body block him a little bit. One more hit, and it'll be Elder Titan.
Yeah, and this is
the Slayer of Shamans.
This is a good swing and experience the other way. I mentioned that Elder Titan was only level 1. He's now found himself all the way up to level 3. Shaman on the flip side, only level 2, still struggling to find that point in Hex. That'll really allow him to get that.
The Sand King get away. They've got the Spirit out. They're searching. They're looking for that Stomp. That's a nice Burrow Strike to try to get himself out, but it goes right into the disruption here. Shackles come out, though, from the Shadow Shaman. Looks like Luna, she's looking for some blood, but she needs to be careful. They actually take down Shadow Shaman, the initial person that they were looking at to jump on, and now they'll turn themselves back around, use that Spirit, try to scout a bit. They've got their eyes on the Luna. I don't think they're quite ready to dive this tower, and I think Elder Titan needs to move himself away. Top lane, too. too. We're seeing that Drow is getting heavily just bullied out, and Puck uses their Dream Coil over in mid to jump over onto Tinker, but it's not going to be very fruitful. He is going to be forced to move himself away. Every single lane has something going on right now.
Yeah, a lot of
oh boy, this is looking a little scary. There's a big burrow strike coming out. Luna, she uses the Eclipse, is going to try to get the kill over onto the Brewmaster. It's a lot of damage. They need maybe one more hit. The tower will help them in a barrage, and Luna will be able to get a nice kill for herself, use that Eclipse to her advantage.
Yeah, they definitely need this because Drow's getting, I think, too much out of her lane. Tidehunter's been bullied out, had to go all the way back to base now. And Drow's getting just so much out of this lane. Level 7 on her, 7.5. Luna on the flip side, only just about to hit 7. I mean, Tinker's doing okay though. That's the one upside for Sacred right now, is he's doing okay. He's getting his levels. He's a little bit behind on his bots timing from where I think he'd like to be, but all in all, he's only died the once and is starting to recover with the more March.
Puck's got the Dream Coil. We'll be able to go ahead, pop it. They have the Ravage. They'll go ahead, grab it on two different heroes. Burrow Strike. Puck just a little bit too deep here. And there's the follow-up coming out with the Shadow Shaman. They've grabbed themselves the Sand King, or rather not the Sand King. They grabbed themselves the Shadow Demon. They'll turn around. Can they get this kill over onto Tidehunter? One more click. It's just not enough. He's too tanky. They're going to be forced back. A couple Frost Arrows being thrown, trying to kite a little bit more. They'll be able to throw out some Shadow Poison. Sand King thinking about coming back in, but Shadow Shaman will fall.
Yeah, Costabiel opts to go for the max Frost Arrows build, so not a lot of people expect a 64% movement slow at 9 minutes into the game. It's actually crazy what happens when you max this. It does nerf your damage a little bit, but I think it's definitely worth it when you have a beefy Tidehunter like that you can just kite around.
I mean, he's been harassing like super hard onto Tidehunter this entire laning phase using those Frost Arrows, so it makes sense here. We're gonna see Sand King gets knocked out with a gust. Gonna be forced back off of the tower, and we're seeing that Drow strat into play as they really just start mowing down towers. Bottom lane too, looks like Shadow Shaman trying to hide patiently. Tidehunter actually gonna go ahead TP down. He does not have Ravage, and while all this goes on, the top lane finally falls here. Dire will be able to take that tower.
Yeah, and Tinker now has been pressured pretty much completely out of lane. He comes up, throws out the March, but Puck has a pretty significant level advantage, and with that finds himself another regen rune. Add the Drow Aura on top of all of that, and it just makes it so Tinker doesn't really feel safe staying in lane, has to keep going to jungle.
The smoke pops. They do spot out the Shadow Shaman over here. He's just going to run for the hills. That wants absolutely nothing to do with this. Tidehunter does not have Ravage up. He's going to try to go ahead, hide himself here into the trees, and pray that they don't go poking through there.
And Drow's already taken the tower and is now taking a pretty sizable stack for herself as well. Luna comes up.
Oh, they're hunting. They're looking. They know there's a watermelon in these woods, and they found it. We'll go for the Echo Stomp. Will connect over onto Tidehunter, and now he's just stuck in the trees. This is a scary forest for our friendly watermelon. He'll get taken down, and the tower goes down as well. Strat is working out pretty well right now for the side of SGE. It's doing everything that they need.
Yeah. Tinker getting roamed on early with that haste rune was really problematic. He's their kind of like delay the game tool, and hasn't really been able to do it. Up top though.
Oh, that's a Dream Coil coming out. Luna already popping the Eclipse. They'll be able to get the Waning Rift off. They'll take down the Sand King, and they'll follow up with a kill. Maybe what's happening? They're playing with their food up here, Forge.
They got
trying
fogged
to decide,
a little bit.
trying to decide who wants to get that last hit. I don't know.
I think they got fogged a little bit. She was trying really hard not to break the Dream Coil because it would have just straight up killed her.
Oh, the damage got changed around now. It breaks when you get damage done to you. Shadow Shaman making his way over here mid, trying to push out the wave. He's almost level 6. Having those wards is going to be pretty helpful to him, but he's still just rolling with the brown boots and the raindrops.
And the full 5-man of SG is online. They're rolling as a squad. Brewmaster has a split online, has the drums.
They've got wards this time now. Tinker's going to go ahead, TP in. They've got that smoke. They'll jump forward. They'll immediately grab the Tinker, try to get that Echo Stomp off. It will land, and Puck will be able to help clean up with the Drow. There's no Tinker to keep them off of this tower now. I don't know if they want to even fight this. I don't think they should.
Yeah, they're going to trade T2 for T1. Mid tower is going to be going down for this, which is kind of a problem, but they can very easily just rotate over and take the mid tower after this.
I mean, it's a T2 for a T1. And wards, too, if he used them. Yeah, he did.
Split does get popped, though, trying to take the tower.
Maybe a little unnecessary, but they'll make the rotation over to the mid lane. Even out those towers here. And I think we're going to see them mostly rolling as 5 from now on.
Tinker might find himself a free Laposa, though.
Well, drums get popped, though, coming out from Brewmaster. He's going to Scooty Booty himself out right now. And middle tower gets taken in the process.
Drow's pretty much fully online at this point. All she needs is a little bit of lifesteal or some mobility. She's going to go for the mobility option in the form of Shadow Blade. And I like this pickup a lot because it just means she can very quickly scout out the Tinker. His Blink Dagger is very far away, so she can roam around with a support, set up with a silence, and nothing really much the Tinker can do at that point.
Tinker feels like he's so far behind right now. Only just because if you take a look at the Drow and what the rest of her team is right now. Pretty ahead here. I mean, about a 4K lead.
He's behind the Brewmaster for net worth, so
yeah.
That's a rough time. Luna is going to clear herself out an Ancient stack, though. So before that gets sniped, she's got her Mask of Madness online. Will help with her farming efficiency, but
well, the Mask of Madness also saw a couple little nerfs here, but yeah, I definitely think he's gonna need to pick that up and try to get her farm online. And they did have a nice ward over here keeping tabs on Luna, being able to see exactly you know, what she has, what's going on. So
yeah, and Puck's got the Blink Dagger online, got 1,000 gold towards now the Lincoln Sphere. If Puck gets Lincoln Sphere, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get any kind of kills. All of their initiation is single target, except for maybe the Ravage, but
Brew's going to have his Blink Dagger and a couple gold now, and that's also going to be very, very scary. The mobility coming out from the side of the Dire is going to be problematic for them.
Yeah, SG has set themselves up very nicely. They're going to group as 5, well, as 4 for now. Down bottom, Puck will probably TP and join. Tinker's just trying to get some waves going out, get his Blink Dagger online, but it's still very far away considering where the game is at right now and where he would like to be.
I'm a little scared for the Sand King. I don't like him sitting there because I feel like there's going to be a spirit thrown on top of him any second. Yep, there it is. They found him. They know he's there. He's going to have to Burrow Strike himself away. And that's going to be another tier 2, I think, here for the side of the Dire. Puck kind of just hanging out in the top lane. He does have the Blink. He does have the Dream Coil. I'm not sure they're going to contest necessarily. It's just a T1 top. But T2 bottom going down really, really fast here with Drow just blinking away at it. Looks like we do see the TP coming up top. Elder Titan will make his way there. And they'll try to maybe fight a little bit. I don't know here. They do have the Ravage, which is pretty scary. The jump forward, though, coming out from Brewmaster. He's going to go for the split. He gets the split off, turns himself around, does stun up, and they get a large Echo Stomp over here onto Tidehunter. He's not going to be able to get this Ravage off. He's just gone.
And Drow's going to get to clean up the wards on top of all of that. She's just doing so much damage right now. She's got 1,000 gold on top of the Shadow Blade that she only just completed. Tinker closing in on his Blink Dagger, but until he gets that, he can't really stall out these pushes, and that's really what they need, is just this game to slow down on the side of Sacred. They need
more time, and they're losing it. They're just losing it, unfortunately. There's the jump forward here from the Puck. Was looking over at Sand King, but he's been able to just get himself away. And he's still struggling, does not have his own Blink Dagger just yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, Matthew not been able to find the really clean initiations that helped them in the last series against SG, because they don't really want to fight into the 5-man just yet. Like a lot of the victory that came from their last series was those really strong team fights, but Tinker's not online yet and Luna's not online yet, so
and there's just not enough jungle to go around either.
There's not enough jungle and there's not enough damage for him to really set anything up.
Roche gets taken down, and that's opening up. I'm guessing they're gonna go down mid and then try to go high ground here, and if they can get a pick off in the meanwhile, it's just the cherry on top of the sundae. Smoked action going on, though, here in the bot lane. They're hunting. They do know that there's someone nearby. It is Puck, so it's going to be pretty hard for them to grab. And he's also got, of course, you know, the shrine nearby. But
oh, they're going to see the orb.
Sentry. They have the sentry, though, over here. They see that there's an orb. Oh, boy. This looks like a very dead Puck. Nope. Might be able to just buy himself some more time. The rest of the team TPing, and they want to be able to stop this push. But that's a lot of TPs. Although Sand King... Drow has found herself a Sand King, and he's just out.
Yeah, and there's the Shadow Blade coming into play. Quick silence. No Blink Dagger yet on the Sand King. Can't get any. Can't get it. Just can't escape. He's dead.
Now this is really good for them because also Shadow Shaman used his wards during that, so they don't have wards to defend. They don't have a. Well, I mean, Sand King's going to be up fairly soon as well, but knowing that the wards are down is going to make it a little bit easier for them to go for their next objective, I think.
The real catch they want is the Tinker. That's really what they're waiting for.
Is that the name of this game? Catch the Tinker?
It has to be. He is got his Blink Dagger online now, so he's just going to be spamming out these waves. Puck is trying to find him with the orb, but guess is wrong, unfortunately. And
fortunately for Tinker, right?
fortunately.
Oh, but this is looking real scary for the Shadow Shaman. He finds himself a Brewmaster in the trees, immediately turns himself into a ticket. There's a lot of damage coming out here. We'll be able to use the disruption, and he's just gone. Oh, that poor little shaman had no idea there was a big bad panda bear hidden in the woods.
That's a feels bad man right there.
That is. Your own jungle's not safe.
I mean, Tinker's stalling at the game though. This is what they need. He's gonna try and split push bottom.
Oh, Sand King. There's a jump forward, the gust, the frost arrows, and a big crit. And that's gonna open up the middle tower for them.
Luna's trying to finish her Manta style. Tide's trying to create some pressure.
Oh, Tide. Oh, Tide Hunter. He's going to be held in place with the Atos. Big stomp coming in. He's not going to be able to do anything here. He doesn't want to go ahead and burn that Ravage either. Oh, no. Burns the Ravage. Although Luna might be able to get a couple kills off of this. This is going to be really good for her if she's able to do it. She's just trying to find him in the tree. She takes a wrong turn. Oh, no. Here, can they get the stomp off? They get the Atos off. She's still out in the stomp. Oh, man.
Tinker died.
Tinker gets killed over in mid by Brewmaster, and Drow, those illusions coming out from the Shadow Demon and herself, they just do so much damage. Still has that Aegis of the Immortal online, has a completed Silver Edge. Ravage is down. I mean,
this is go
ever
time.
There was a time to go. It's now, Forge.
Yeah, this is Drow is like pinging madly to join up. You know, drawings are coming out.
She's just gonna TP back though.
She's got to push up bottom wave. This is kind of problematic because it's going to give Tinker time to resurrect. It is still a big kill though, even if they don't get the objectives off of it. Slowing down his timings are going to be key, but really feel like they wanted to take some objectives off of that kill. But maybe with Ravage down, they'll still feel safe.
I'm loving these wards. I really love these wards all over the map. They're giving them so much information. In fact, they might actually have the idea that Tinker's hiding out here in the trees. He's already going to channel himself out, though. He doesn't want to have to deal with any sort of shenanigans that might be lurking within his own side of the map. But that's how unsafe it is right now for him. They've just got so much vision, keeping tabs on him as often as they can. No Tinker ward up just yet, but look at this forward-placing vision.
Yeah, I mean, Radiant Vision is going to spot out the Brew and the Shadow Demon right now. So he's going to feel a little bit okay because that's a lot of their catch, but it's that and one ward by the Dire Secret Shop. That's all that they can see, and that ward's actually going to disappear in their Dire Jungle. So they got one ward on the map right now. And on the flip side, you know, the SG just have so much vision, very deep, trying to find out this Tinker, trying to find out now this Sand King, who's pretty much dead.
Yeah, Sand King's going to try to get himself out, but there's just too much stuff. They didn't even need to use the Dream Coil on that. Puck's got a Haste Rune. He's got a Lincoln's as well. They're just running now over here at this tower. And if they can get the pick off over onto Tinker, it's going to be very scary for them because he is their high ground defense right now. Jump forward coming out from Tide, though. Looks like Luna puts out a decent amount of damage over onto Puck. Split comes out, though. They found themselves this Tinker. And there goes their high ground defense. That's pretty scary right now. Ravage does get popped, though, and they'll be able to get a Nurse Splitter, though, over onto Luna. Plus the Dream Coil. 3 heroes now caught up, and they're not going to be able to run themselves out. That's so much damage. Luna's actually going to get taken down. She has buyback. She could try to come back. Puck going to just dance around. Triple kill going over onto the Drow. And they just objective-based gaming. Turn themselves around, do what a Drow strat does.
I think that might be GG. I think they pushed too fast. Ravage is spent. Tinker's not alive for 20 seconds.
They don't have wards. It's at least another tower in racks, minimum. I don't think they want to GG out of this just yet because Luna's doing a fair amount of damage. It's just they jumped on that Tinker so quickly. The reaction coming out from the Brewmaster was just so good here. And then, of course, you know, Drow just sitting on the back line.
That was a lot of trust from Leposa there. Just like, I'm going to blink on this guy. He's going to be standing right here. Just follow up and be ready to silence. and they were able to execute and catch out the most important person on the side as well. The fact that they knew Tinker wasn't set up because he was spamming out the waves bottom when they were trying to push the T2. So they just quickly move into the high ground. He has to very quickly try and get March out, which puts him in a good bad position.
Oh, there was a Sand King in the top lane. This Fairy Dragon and Bear are doing a lot of work here, Forge.
Yeah, and Lapos is going to get himself the BKB soon. So it's going to be...
It's going to be even harder.
Yeah.
Also important to note, too, Shadow Demon, he's rolling with a gem on him now. So all that... not that there's a lot of vision out there right now for the side of the Radiant, but it's about to be even less.
Yeah, and he's pretty much got the full... Actually, sorry, no. He does have the full Ether Lens as well, so he's going to be able to either catch out the Tinker a little bit better or even just save his Drow from further away. I mean...
It's that moment when you're the support and you're like, is the courier free? Can I take the courier now?
I mean, all of these supports are just incredibly farmed. I mean, Elder Titan's closing in on the same net worth as the Tidehunter. That's a
feat.
Problem.
Especially considering, you know, he was sitting at level 1 for how long early on in the game? We saw some really nice stomps, though, and they actually get a kill on Tinker in the top lane. They even go ahead, they use the Brew ulti to secure it.
Definitely worth it because Drow's already pushing in the bottom lane. So
yeah. Ato's coming out over onto the Luna. They land an Echo Stomp. They're just kind of toying around with her right now, making space for this Drow.
Yeah, they're trying to keep
That's very busy. Aggressive coming out here from the Shadow Shaman. He gets the shackles off Luna. She actually uses the Eclipse to take him down. But while all this is going down, they get one kill. And, oh, Puck has jumped in, found himself a Luna, thinking about jumping over. Big Ravage coming out, though. We'll be able to get the kill maybe over here onto Brewmaster. They'll take him down. They'll force the rest of them back. Luna's sitting very, very low right now. But Drow joining in, pincering in, going to be able to maybe get this kill over onto Tidehunter. Yeah, no one's leaving this fight. Drow says, sit down. You're in my house.
She does so much damage. Holy crap. Oh, my God. I actually think this is just game.
Yeah, I think you moved Forge to speechlessness here.
I mean, that was a Tidehunter.
What a woman.
That was a Tidehunter that wasn't able to TP out because of how much damage was coming out. That's a problem. And yeah, they're just gonna call the GG.
Yeah, the GG gets called. Game number 1, going over to the side of SG with a very impressive Drow strat. Oh, look at those Luna illusions. Ugh, being used against her own team feels bad, man. 13-0 and 3 Drow, Forge.
Yeah, that was some really, really nice play from SG, catching out the Tinker as they were setting up for their pushes, and just some really nice trust in each other as well. Well played by them.
All right, guys, stick around. We'll be back with game number 2.